Welcome to Mong 2 BOT coal-fired power plant, the first and largest private sector power project in Vietnam. Mong 2 has 2 units with a total gross capacity of 1,242 megawatts. The project investor is AES-VCM Mong Power Company Limited. The plant was built under a build-operate transfer agreement. The plant was commissioned since 2010 at Zone 8, Mong Ward, Cam Pha City, Quang Ninh Province. Mong 2 entered commercial operations in April 2015. At AES, we create and pursue 5 core values to succeed and differentiate in the power industry. First of all, we always put safety first for our people, contractors and communities. We are proud of our environmental health and safety record on our Mong 2 project. Everyone coming home safe after work with a happy smile is our goal and first priority. At AES, the second core value is act with integrity. Integrity is at the core of everything we do, how we conduct ourselves and how we interact with our stakeholders. We honour our commitments, and this core value is a foundation for us to materialise all our commitments to our customers, partners and communities. We encourage our business to make positive contributions to society. Strive for excellence is the fourth core value that AES pursue in all activities, since construction to operation of the Mong 2, to merit public trust in Vietnam's first and largest BOT coal-fired power plant. The fifth core value is have fun through work. In a workplace filled with enthusiasm, we, AES people, are proud to contribute ourselves to the sustainable development of the business as well as the community. Put safety first is a core value that creates a successful AES at the moment. All work activities need to be conducted in a safe manner that promotes personal health, safety and well-being. We believe that all occupational incidents can be prevented. Working safely is a condition of employment, and each person is responsible for their own safety as well as the safety of their teammates and people in the communities in which we work. All AES people and contractors have the right and obligation to stop work as soon as they identify a situation they believe to be unsafe. As a global corporation, AES is always proactive in consistently implementing policies regarding safety, health and environment to inspire safety culture and pursue the international safety standard. We commit to provide a safe work environment for all employees of AES VCM, contractors, staff and visitors at Mong 2. We commit that our operation will meet the most stringent environmental standard for local community and population. Compliance with local laws and most stringent international standard is a condition for a lasting and sustainable development in Vietnam. Mong 2 BOT thermal power plant has commitment and adopted applicable standard from perspectives of local legal requirement and international financial cooperation on safety and environment, as well as AES core standard as details. Vietnamese legal regulations, American safety standard, OSHA, ANSI, NFPA, etc. International financial cooperation guidelines such as Equator Principles, IFC's performance standards on social and environmental sustainability 2006, IFC Environmental, Health and Safety General Guidelines April 2007, IFC EHS Guidelines for Thermal Power Plants 2008. We strive to meet or exceed the above standards. AES VCM commit to constantly improve and perfect our safety and environment work to create a safe workplace for everyone. There are always risk factors inside coal-fired plants in general, and Mong 2 in particular, including operating, moving, rotating equipment such as limestone and coal conveyor system, engines and pumps. However, all incidents can be prevented if all AES employees, contractor staff and visitors strictly follow the below safety instructions. Visitors must register at the main gate with security and notify the AES staff they would like to meet. After receiving confirmation from reception, security provide visitors with admin visitor card to access the administration building. All visitors to the plant must pass the compulsory safety guidance program to receive visit cards at the reception of the security department. Visitors must strictly follow instruction on PPE before the card access entrance gate to the production areas. The PPE includes helmet, protective footwear with iron toe cap, goggles and earplugs. For those with glasses, protective eyewear over glasses are required. Earplugs are required at areas with high noise level warning signs. PPE is required at all time to ensure safety. During visits, AES employees are responsible for guiding and ensuring safety for visitors at all times. Visitors are not allowed to wander around the plant without AES escort. For better management of materials and equipment, Mong 2 issues the Equipment and Materials Gate Pass In and Out form. All materials and equipment to be entered and removed on site should be listed in the Equipment and Materials Gate Pass In and Out form, with detailed information on requester, who carry the property, to be approved by the AES manager, AES EHS engineers and security manager. After completing all procedures, requester must bring the form to the security room for last checking and approval. In-charge security staff are responsible for confirmation on checking in-out assets. Regarding vehicle access, at AES, employees are required to have vehicle pass. For visitors and contractors, vehicle pass is valid 1 day only. Both AES employees and visitors have to complete the vehicle inspection before entering the plant. Do not exceed the speed limit inside the plant. Seatbelt must be worn until the vehicle has stopped and safely parked. Vehicle must be parked in specific areas. Safety signal system is designed to guide staff and visitors with important safety instructions. Therefore, AES has installed the safety signal system in a most completed way. From the main gate, visitors can see clearly the safety instructions on the digital board and message to the entire staff from the plant. Safety indicators are also updated weekly on this board. Safety slogans are the way AES used to remind all employees to follow safety instructions, such as "Be proactive in safety at work, at home and among communities," or "Working right is working safely. Don't think it's safe, make sure it's safe." Safety signal system at Mong 2 is designed following Vietnamese standard as well as the OSHA new guidelines. You can see various kinds of signboard for warnings and instructions. AES people and visitors must strictly follow these safety instructions. With the following emergencies to be presented, we hope everybody would be proactive in controlling unexpected event and promptly coordinate with us to effectively manage the following emergencies. All incidents within the plant must be alerted to the emergency contact number. The emergency contact number is 1000 at the Centre Control Room or radio channel CH01 wide. For fire incidents, when hearing the alarm, everybody quickly leaves the building for muster points, following the evacuation guide board and exit route to evacuate and move to nearest muster point. For plant emergency, need to evacuate entire of plant. When hearing the siren, quickly leave the working place and move to muster point located surrounding plant. Keep calm, move quickly but do not run. Use stairs only, do not use elevators. Counting people will be made strictly between in-charge unit to make sure everybody's safe at the muster points. If there is an ammonia leak, you can smell or see white clouds or hear the ammonia emergency siren, follow your escort. Move away from the ammonia leak area, upwind direction. Look for the nearest windsocks. Stay upwind. Cover your nose and mouth while moving away. Go to the nearest upwind assembly area. Do not return to affected area before you hear all clear siren or as instructed by your escort. At AES VCM Mong 2, we are adopting 10 basic safety rules, and if anyone violates one of these rules, the result will be the application of the company's highest disciplinary action. Never work without a valid permit. Never operate, disable or remove an energy isolation device. Never remove a lock and/or tag from an energy isolation device. Never work within minimum safe electrical clearances without following all live line procedures. If a line is not grounded, it must be considered energized and treated as such when working in its proximity. The fall protection system was approved to be set up when exposed to the risk of falling, including scaffolding and while working on the lifting equipment on high lifting cage vehicles. All activities related to lifting people, including the use of cranes, needs to be planned, supervised and carried out by people with expertise in compliance with operating procedures which have been approved. Never enter a confined space without valid permit. When driving in the area of the plant territory, drive at the speed prescribed. Do not drive if affected by alcohol or drugs. Never use the phone when driving, and always make sure everyone in the car must wear seat belts. When working with electrical system or circuit voltage greater than 50 volts, we are not allowed to approach closer than the minimum distance of approach that has been specified in electrical safety standards, AES STD S14, unless that person is insulated, the system or circuit is isolated, and the people who work with expertise in electrical and competent work in the minimum approach distance. Do not ever skip or ignore safety equipment. Whenever contractors work in any other area in the factory, or whenever employees' work AES implementation is not regular, a work permit must be issued before the start of work. At AES VCM Mong Zone 2, all work permits must be issued at Centre Control Room and other local control room. A work permit holder is a person who has adequately trained in permit to work system. Such a person has the authority to apply or obtain a work permit and shares the responsibility of ensuring and supervising that the actual conditions and activities on site are in accordance with the work specified in the work permit. Permitting process should be carried out according to the following steps. Maintenance department staff who act as the work permit holder will join the AES employee or contractor personnel conducting the analysis prepared work on safety and the environment. Then send the authorization request, can attach a job analysis for safety and environment to the central control room or control rooms located in different areas of the plant. Operating personnel in the control room or regional center would examine the permitting requirements along with revaluation content analysis work on safety and the environment. Based on the permitting requirements, operating personnel in the control room will determine the appropriate permits to be issued, such as work permit to isolate energy sources, LOTO, hot work permit, permit to work in a confined space, excavation work permit, work at height permit, or lifting operation permit. One thing to note, after the permit or authorization is issued, the work permit holder and the staff working in the control room operators must ensure that the original work permit be kept at the control room and copies of the work permit will be kept at the work areas. After the work is completed, the authorized work permit holder working in conjunction with operational staff will be inspecting the work site to close it in accordance with the work permit procedure. When performing maintenance operations or activities that relate to machinery and equipment where people might get seriously injured or killed because of the following reasons: equipment, machinery or system where suddenly a source of energy can be realized in an undesirable way. Source of energy is released. The safety devices are no longer removable protective effect. Position the working parts of the body have been wrapped by the device clamps, the movement of machinery. The valve is closed in the position of the high pressure gas lines, steam, flammable liquids or hazardous chemicals exist. Then we have to apply the process of locking and hanging tags and to permit the LOTO to isolate hazardous energy sources such as electrical, mechanical, hydraulic, gas, chemical, physical, thermal, radiation or other energy sources including reserve power source as spring, weight, liquid or compressed gas. Note, once the lock and tag LOTO procedures are applied on the equipment of the plant or facility, nobody was allowed removable or remined unless authorized in accordance with the provisions of the plant work permit procedure. The preferred system for working at heights requires the use of fixed platforms with guardrails or fitted handrails and approved for use by a competent person for personnel working at raised elevations. Fixed platforms may include aerial lifts, boom, scissor and snorkel types, industrial trucks that are fitted with specifically designed personnel work platforms, scaffolding that has been erected to meet all requirements, manned lift specifically designed and used in accordance with requirements. To prevent falling from height, we must comply with upper 1.8 meters. It is mandatory to install a full fall protection system, ladder, lifeline, tow board, full platform. Upper 1.8 meters, it is mandatory to wear full body harness and hooking it to an approved anchor point at all times. Less than 1.8 meter height, no need to wear full body harness, but tow board must be installed along the edges. Lifting is one of the dangerous activities at the plant process. The impacts of lifting could endanger those who directly execute the job or surrounding people such as visitors, contractors or other employees nearby. AES Mong 2 has released and applied the lifting procedure in the plant. All lifting activities that are not daily operation require risk analysis and work permit. AES employees who involve in lifting activities must be qualified and have relevant work experience. Especially employees who operate the lifting equipment must have expertise and operational skills approved by AES Safety Department. Lifting manager must ensure all lifting equipment is in good condition and checked regularly through the lifting equipment inspection and color code labeling program. Contractors and contractor staff who want to join lifting activities must be supervised by AES staff and must strictly follow the above requirements. Contractors must have approval from the department in charge and confirmation from the safety department to use lifting equipment. Confined space is a space that has the following characteristics: is wide enough to bodily enter, has limited or restricted entry or exit, is not designed for people to be working in. Whenever you need to work in confined spaces, an entry permit must be issued, approved, and the corresponding mitigation measures implemented to control the following aspects: preparation of the entry, isolation, LOTO, ventilation, measures to protect limited space, atmosphere testing, personal protective equipment such as hard hat, safety glasses, face shield, gloves, clothing covers, earplugs, respirators or mask should be used when people working in confined space. Safety belts may be required for people to work if the work is done at an elevation above the ground or when asked to use for rescue purposes. Ministry oxygen and proper respirators should be used if the license requires to use due to air-containing hazardous substances. Means and methods of communication between people who work inside the confined space with the attendant outside. To prevent traffic accidents in the plant, AES requires all motor vehicles engage on the plant internal road program and approved by Environmental Health and Safety Department to ensure the following criteria: the vehicle is in good condition, no more than 15 years of use, has available all the legal documents as requested by the local regulations, and it has the required emergency equipment for fire and oil spill events. The speed limit inside plant boundary is 10 km/h. Seatbelts must be worn by drivers and passengers. Hazard warning flashes should always be on while driving inside the plant. No use of mobile phones, smoking or consuming alcohol whilst driving. In Mong 2 plant, there are various high voltage power supplies from 24 volt to 500 kilovolt AC in different areas. Therefore, to ensure AES staff, contractors and visitors' safety, only AES staff and contractors who are professional and experienced and well educated with the appropriate certification in electricity are allowed to work on high voltage electrical equipment. Visitors and contractor staff are not allowed to access high voltage power rooms without qualified AES staff. The plant provides signboards at all electric areas. All visitors and contractors' employees must follow these instructions. Contractors involved in maintenance or construction of high voltage components instruments in the plant must prove their capacity in high voltage operation. Electric equipment in the plant must be checked and labelled with specified colour code. Additionally, at AES, drugs, alcohol or firearms are prohibited inside any AES facility. Photographs and video are prohibited, and authorization must be provided by the company. Apart from basic safety rules, AES also pay attention to other safety works within the plant, including housekeeping and hygiene. This safety standard is established to protect AES and contractor employees and visitors from hazards created by inadequate housekeeping. Housekeeping is not just normal cleanliness. Housekeeping is a basic part of incident and fire prevention. Good safety housekeeping reduces the risk of incidents involving slipping, tripping, falling, fire or sickness due to unsanitary conditions, and promotes a safe work culture. Environmental management. Environmental aspects play an important role in the environment management system of the plant. The plant has been equipped with different treatment work items for each specific waste generated within the plant, and all of them have been implemented in accordance with the most stringent world-class and local standards. For example, sanitary treatment plants for domestic wastewater, industrial wastewater treatment plant and cooling discharge canal has been constructed and in operation. Emission control has been set up based on the Vietnam National Technical Regulation at QCVN 22/2009, BTNMT, and International Financial Corporation Guideline of World Bank Standard. Solid waste control system is segregated for each specific waste in terms of hazard waste, solid and recyclable waste. All segregated wastes will be transferred to functional agency for final treatment and/or disposal. At AES, safety is also particularly concerned at the housing colony, which is located 1.5 kilometers away from the plant to the Mong ward. In case of emergencies, everybody must leave their room for the muster point. The evacuation muster point is on the grass opposite the multifunction building entrance, adjacent to the main guardhouse. There is a building evacuation plan and a list of emergency instructions, contact numbers, in each room and at strategic places in the accommodation and multifunction buildings. There is a first aid kit in the central function building and also in the apartments. Please take care when crossing the roads. Use the pathways and pedestrian crossings. All water from the office site and housing complex faucets meets Vietnamese water standards, but we highly recommend that only bottled water provided can be used for drinking. AES VCM Mong 2 EHS&S department has available 2 mobile phone numbers to be provided to any foreign visitors in case their mobile phones do not have local signal coverage, in order to guarantee contact with AES VCM Mong emergency team as detailed in the visitor card or medical support card. Foreign visitors who will need the mobile numbers must contact AES VCM Mong administration staff. With a belief that all incidents can be prevented, we encourage feedback on hazards or unsafe conditions you may discover. By doing so, we can proactively prevent occupational incidents. Have a good visit and effective work at our plant.